fingerstyle. Let's give that a try. Everyone, welcome po na naman sa isang episode of Try This Music. Before we begin po, nag-comment po si Sir Jarel Oro. He asked how to play faster. Well, you may hear practice makes perfect, and that's true. But it's more than just the amount of practice you do, but also what you practice. You can't expect na gagaling ka sa basketball if ang pinapractice mo ay volleyball, right? It's like, I think in any instrument, it's really about muscle memory. Training your hands to do certain actions, certain riffs, certain moves so well that you can do it naturally. Like, hindi mo na kailangan isipin pa. It just does it on its own. So I suggest if you want to play faster, let's say you want to be fast in playing riffs or scales and solos, then you want to practice the scales, the major scales, minor scales, pentatonic scales, maybe even the blues scales, as many scales as you prefer or like, and then keep doing it until it comes to the point where you don't even need to think about the riff, you don't need to think about the scale, you can do it literally in your sleep. And this applies to everything. Like if you want to get faster in changing chords, like from A to D, or yung daga, D, A, G, A, and stuff like that, you want to practice the switching of chords, chord progressions, until it comes to the point now you don't even need to think, you don't even need to look, you can already know where the position is of the chord without even thinking. So let me know any more questions you have. Comment them down in the comment box below, and I'll be sure to do my best to read all of them and answer them in the future episodes, or maybe baka ma-feature pa yung tanong nyo for an episode itself. So, fingerstyle. Basically, fingerstyle is playing a full song, like a full band, putting the melody, the rhythm, and sometimes even the drums, playing it all together with one guitar. Kinda like a one-man band. Now, this video will not be an in-depth tutorial kung paano mag-fingerstyle. It's more like an introduction of what it is and how can you get started if you want to learn fingerstyle. Watch till the end of the video if you want to hear a fingerstyle cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Fingerstyle has been a very popular and very trendy style that's happening in the guitar community nowadays. And maybe most of you fingerstylists out there have learned it or discovered it through one famous and very amazing guitarist. That one Korean kid on the internet. So how do we start fingerstyle? Again, this won't be the most professional sounding fingerstyle yet because I'll be breaking it down to the most basic roots, or basically what the principle is behind fingerstyle. Perhaps we can do more advanced techniques in a future episode. Step 1, find the chords of the song you want to play. Let's say you want to learn a very unexpected song. Let's say you want to learn the graduation theme song. So the chords of these are actually C and G. Step number 2, once you have the chords, now you need to find the melody. Hum the melody, try to figure out, maybe sing it in your head what the notes are. Then you want to transfer it onto the guitar. The trick is now when you are going to play the chord, the notes of the melody that you just hummed, that is somewhere inside or maybe near the chord most of the time. For example, the first chord, which is C, already has the notes of the melody right around there. And step 3, you want to play the bass note of the chord. So you're not playing the full chord yet. You're going to play the bass note. at the same time of playing the melody that you just hummed. So it should sound like this. Again, this isn't the most professional sounding fingerstyle yet, but this is the basic principle of what it is. That's why the most common way of playing fingerstyle is through finger picking or plucking, using individual fingers to pluck each individual string. Why? It's because you'll be able to select certain notes, certain strings that you want to highlight and emphasize at the same time. And like I said, later on, you can add the more advanced techniques, like you can start, instead of playing just the bass note, you can switch notes, or you can learn to play the entire chord while playing the melody. Once you've learned the principles, then you get to apply the advanced techniques, which we will have future episodes of. Now, if you are on your journey to learning fingerstyle, here's a few tips that you can do so you can progress and become better at fingerstyle. Tip number 1, learn from the greats. Yes, research on top-level fingerstylists, watch their videos, listen to their songs, and then try your best to play what they play. Try your best to copy whatever their songs are, especially songs that have certain techniques or certain styles that you want to copy for yourself. Learn those techniques from many fingerstylists, not just one. Learn as many as you can. Some very famous examples are Song Ha-jung, a Korean YouTube sensation. There's also Tommy Emmanuel. There's John Gum, Chet Atkins, and many more fingerstylists that you can learn and watch from. But then tip number 2, when you've reached a point where you are able to make your own covers or make your own fingerstyle versions of popular songs, stop trying to be that Korean kid on the internet. My point is, once you reach that level, you don't need to copy a fingerstylist too much. There's no such thing as one specific style of fingerstyle. In fact, fingerstyle has many different ways of playing fingerstyle. Every fingerstylist have their own thing that makes their music them. It could be Song Ha-jung's use of broken chords, some jazz chords, and his dynamics throughout the entire fretboard that makes his sound unique. Or maybe Tommy Emmanuel's way of breaking from fingerstyle all of a sudden into a guitar solo, then quickly shifting back into the fingerstyle. Or you could even like John Gum's way of multitasking and being able to play the drums, literally drumming on the guitar while fingerstyling. So find the style that you want to define you. Personally, my style I like to call the lullaby style, because I like to take popular songs and turn them into a slower, softer version of them, like a lullaby. And there were a few instances actually where I was able to make some of my family members fall asleep with this style, so I guess lullaby is a fitting term for it. So let's see a fingerstyle cover. This is my own version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg. Ayan po, thank you very much for watching this episode of Try This Music. And if you haven't yet, please like this video, comment down below, share this with your musical friends, and subscribe to all our channels, because you'll never know unless you try.